So this is page 2 in my tattoo video diary. The other day there were some high school girls that came into the shop and they were so cute. I don't know, young people they have so much energy and they're fun to be around. Anyway, there were 3 girls that came in and they had just graduated high school, I think just a few days before, and the one girl, she was getting Walk by Faith on her foot in a kind of like a script kind of writing. And when I was tattooing her and I looked up to ask her what, why was she getting her tattoo, or, what did it mean to her, and I looked up and she was she was biting her friend's arm, and her friend was like, my arm's gonna be all slobbery, and I don't know, it was just really cute. But she really liked her tattoo. And then a couple days before that, I did a tattoo for this guy that came in. He got like a black cat, a Lucky 13 tattoo. So there's like a black cat on the top, and then the cat on the top, and the Lucky 13 on the bottom. It was like black at the bottom of the 13 and like a fade into red, and it turned out really cool. And I thought his was really neat too, because he was getting the same tattoo that his granddad had in the same spot on his forearm, which, I don't know, that sort of stuff I always think is really neat. My grandpa, he didn't have any tattoos, and but this kind of stories are really neat. One time I was tattooing when I was in Stillwater, and this lady came in and she looked just like my grandma. My grandma passed away a few years back, and it was so hard to tattoo her, because every time, I was tattooing her and she would wince, I'd just be like, oh, I'm hurting my grandma. It was awful. But I just had to keep telling myself, okay, it's not my grandma, and she wants this tattoo. She got a Celtic cross that was in purple, and she got it, like right here on her shoulder, and it turned out really nice. But it was so hard because, I mean, she wasn't like, yelling like some people do, but she would wince, and I could see her face because I was working on her arm, and I just like, oh my gosh, it's awful. There was another time that when I was tattooing in Stillwater, is kind of, I don't know, so many things that happen in tattoo shop. This one girl, she came to get a tattoo, and she was really bashful, and it was actually my boss who was doing the tattoo, and his name, well, he was Geis, and she was kind of, she was getting a like a rosary like necklace that came down between her breasts, and she was trying to cover herself the whole time. So I asked her if she'd like me to make her like a little makeshift bra. So we, I cut up some paper towels and taped everything down so she didn't have to hold herself the whole time. And that sort of stuff is, just things that go on. We have like, well, at that shop there were like drapes that you could close the booth, but she was still, some people come and they're totally fine. Like they're not bashful and they're totally comfortable. But then other times there are people that are like, ah. And of course, being like a female tattooer, there have been times that that girls have come to me just because I'm a woman, and they would rather have a woman tattoo them, if they're getting, something in a spot where they would rather a girl do it. But so, well, I guess I'll save some more stories for another time.